So I ate almost a whole box of golden raisins, and I'm feeling diabetic effects, the tingles in the fingers, tingles all over the body, coming and going. That's the diabetic effect. I've felt it before when I had maple syrup. Got on a maple syrup kick, and I was really feeling the rocks in my toes with that. It's the tingles. But that got worse. That was the worst state I ever felt. Diabetes was maple on my maple syrup kick. But it's approaching close with this these golden raisins, and it's like I got problems with farting with the regular dark raisins, but I'd rather accept that problem than this tingly problem. Golden raisins are not natural. All right, I think I want to leave today. Just take off, go south. It's so busy, but I want to heat up my food first. I was thinking about also a tea too, but it's just too busy around here. I can't stand it. One thing at a time. It's nice that this is fast. I think with a slower burner, I probably wouldn't even try this in the lot. So I had one chili pepper that I cooked with the the chicken and potatoes in this pot, and I didn't even eat the chili pepper. Just I pulled it out and just only drank the liquid, and my heart is like, it's like going crazy. It's like skipping a beat or something. It's mild because it's only one chili pepper this time, but what does these chili peppers do? I don't understand. It says on the package it has no significant nutritional value, but it's certainly, and that I think they're just saying that because they want to get around the nutritional standards. This product has no significant nutritional value, but I think it messes with my heart much different than what cayenne pepper does. Okay, I've never seen anything like this before. So in Minneola, I'm getting far enough south to actually see significant difference in temperature between the north and the south. I mean, I'm looking at the 60s now, and I feel like I've gone far enough south, but now just for exploratory purposes, I think I want to check out, I kind of want to get to the Gulf Coast just to check it out. But I don't need to because it's getting a little warm around there. Getting a little warm this far south. What's for sale at a baseball park in Minneola? A lot of choices here. None that I would choose. Not even the sunflower seeds, because they always have to add salt to them. Not too keen on that. Doesn't seem like this baseball park's very active. I'm the only one parked here right now. Alright, it's so interesting to me how Walmart standardizes culture across the whole country pretty much, because I've been to a lot of them throughout the West, and they really have a lot of the same stuff. I can expect to see a lot of the same stuff over and over. There's little differences, like for example, in the Washington coast, they have shovels specifically designed for digging up clams. And now that I've reached the east part of Texas, they got some kind of a cricket trap. Alright, I don't even recall myself recording myself picking this grass. I used a knife to get it, but it's not so hard that you can't pull it. I just used a knife. This is the color of the liquid. It's kind of a new tea to me, but I just had a splash yesterday, and then I mean earlier, like an hour ago, and that guy just stopped. Huh. So when I ripped the ceiling off of my car, I've discovered some extra benefits. I should probably show it in the daytime. I can hook up to some holes in this ceiling, and now I can use the strap to work the back of my neck while driving. All right, before I start cleaning things up, let me just have a look at again what I did here for my meal. I'm gonna actually toast more. I'm still hungry, but I toasted 4 pieces of bread, 5 pieces, with some catfish and lemon, which kind of fun. I'm gonna mix it in there. I'm gonna toss all that. I don't really like the liquid with catfish, so I don't want to use a lot of liquid then when I cook catfish, because I know I'm tossing it. I also boiled two teapots full of tea, but one is actually pine needles with these grass on top. So this is more like orange juice. I'm gonna play around with mixing it with that ginger root, or the cousin to the ginger, whatever that's called. But yeah, this is the look of the other one, of the pure grass. I had some yesterday. I like it. It's nice color. I also actually added some pigweed seed too, mixed with milk. Tastes good. So still hungry, but that's the meal. I boiled 2 teapots, a pot for the catfish, and then toasted some bread. Vandalism will cause facilities to be closed and porta potties to be used. All right. I guess there's no vandalism. They got this heater running extremely high. It's very warm. It's like I almost feel like sweating. It's so warm. And and they say they have AC running all the time in the summertime. And nobody comes out here. It's like so quiet at this baseball park. I mean, I've been the only one parked here for a good part of the day. The only people that came were like 2 cops and a utility pole workers. It's a really, really quiet baseball field park area. So I snuck into the girls' bathroom and saw the temperature gauge set to 73. My God, that's so high. So I turned it down to 50, because that affects both the boys and the girls' bathrooms. And I'm like, why 73? And it's like, maybe it was set way back in the summertime for that, because 50 would be pretty frigid in the summertime. So the air conditioning would definitely come on to get the temperature down to 50 in the summertime. But in the wintertime, 50 I think is pretty reasonable. So I hope somebody comes by in the next few months, before the summertime at least, I guess, so that it doesn't strain the air conditioner. All right, so there's a sign that says don't feed or disturb the alligators. I'm a little scared of that. I guess I should respect that, that there's alligators this area, because in Shreveport I actually saw alligators when I wanted to bicycle around this countryside area. And that was bicycling. I'm interested in trying to gather some herbs, but it looks like it's going to be dangerous along the water line, since if there's alligators around. I wonder if the park managers intentionally like chop down and cut out all vegetation around the lake edge because of the alligators. They remove vegetation around the lake edge possibly because of the alligators. And there is not much grass to choose from. This is the first time I've come across anything that I could kind of use, and I will use this since it does impart something. This is pretty informative. Let the baseball players know what's up. Alright, grass is pretty rare around here. Come across this. I've never really, I'm not familiar with something like this. It breaks easy. It breaks easy, so I mean, I should give it a little try. It's got that mark in the center, and it's like it breaks easy. Yeah, and it doesn't want to cut me on the edges. It's just such a big bushy spot for a grass. So I pretty much filled up my teapot with blue stem grass, which is very sparse. I cut the tops off of this, and I've cut the tops off, and then I just sort of pull these big leaves off the bottom. They generally have a chocolate flavor to them that I appreciate. Alright, I'm playing around with this crazy idea that I maybe can keep control of the turning of these things. So I limit how far they can turn when they're on here, because I don't want to screw them in for speed purposes. I want to be quick to put it up and quick to take it down, and also finding them inside the car too. So I have two tied together would make it easier. I'm gonna play around with this idea though. I threw away the pipes that were to connect the two. Oh, well, they don't connect like this, but well, either way, they put holes in there so I could put string in there. Alright, I paid $15 to try honeysuckle powder. I have never successfully identified honeysuckle in the wild. I feel very ashamed of that. Alright, just trying a little spoonful. Should probably have some water somewhere ready to go. So it's just a brown powder that they chopped it up really nice and fine. Yeah, there's no sweetness at all to it, but it has a good texture. That's a good texture to honeysuckle. It's a vine. I've never successfully identified it, so I have to buy it to taste it because I never looked for it. I didn't know that it could be like sold and stuff. I'm now wanting to get more familiar with it thanks to this. Also, I've been seeing this in the pet section and in different Walmarts. I want to give it a try because there's a lot of herbs in here that I actually pick. And also, I pick a lot of herbs out of this. I don't know what else I was gonna say there. It's some good choices. I want to boil in a teapot and see what it feels like. Oh yeah, also I don't believe that they want to kill the pets, so they're gonna choose plants that are remote from having any kind of poison. So I don't think anything in here is gonna be bad for me. Most of it, what I identify, what I would say is Melissa, Marigold, maybe. Those would be the two questionable ones. There might be variable other kinds of pieces of things in here, like there's stems of something that could be questionable, but I'll find out. All right, I put a little bit of this nature salad in the center. I got the blue stem. I'm also going to add some coffee, and I forgot I had cinnamon in here. I just mixed it all together. Should be a pretty good combination, and hopefully it won't kill me. I trust everything. Mostly. Pet shots are becoming more popular these days. Affordable pet shots. They die at PetSense. I'm gonna look at the dead end here next to the Walmart. I didn't realize there's a dead end between Walmart and Lowe's. There's signs that say no parking on the side streets. They really took initiative to put ends to that. I bet there was a truck parking going on, and with these access ways, they don't want them blocked. But it looks like a nice country area behind here. Maybe I could find some grass to pick. Such a pretty red soil back here. They just kind of made a trail out of, and it looks like they're doing some current work. It's so wet that it's like extremely muddy. Alright, you get deep enough in the woods, you find some interesting things. So this is chives, pretty much. And very big. Quite a few chives around here. I got some chicken I wanted to cook. I think I'll pick these. Came over to try to figure out what this thing was. I think it's a refrigerator. Very old. And there's also something interesting over here. It looks pretty old. Has to do with grain processing in some way. Horse-drawn. It even looks like it's horse-drawn with the handles in the back. Yeah, maybe one of the last horse-drawn styles, because it looks heavily motorized with the belts and all that. Or maybe it was a motorized, hand-drawn, because it's got handles back here. It really looks like it's yeah, with as much weight as on there, it's probably motorized in some way. And coming out behind this thing, wow, these vines run thick. These are like trees, but they're vines. I started seeing a lot of thick, and it runs up high too. I started seeing really thick, thick vines further north, but I don't know what to say about it. Yeah, but they get thicker. Something was pecking away. They get thicker coming south. This is another big boy. And I was seeing them much further north, hundreds of miles north, and up, I think as north as Kansas. Right, I just want to comment that I am feeling different, and I like the feeling. I think something in this is affecting me. And I'll say I've never really made tea out of marigold, corn flour, or plantain until now. I mean, I didn't put a whole lot of this into my tea. It only takes up the center part, but it should probably be enough to be causing this head rush, because I'm very aware of how coffee works and the wild plants, and they don't do this. I think it's something in the gerbil food. Also mixed with milk. I'm gonna have more. It tastes fantastic with milk. I don't know what it tastes like besides itself, but I bet it's good. Great with milk. All right, after that second cup, it rushed even more to my head. I'm a little scared of how far I can go. I'm gonna hold off and just do the 2 cups and let that play itself out. All right, in the forest behind the Walmart and the new PetSense at the dead end. Looks like this area was kind of popular for camping old tent, but it looks kind of like it was laid fresh. Maybe it blew over here. There it is, spread out a little bit. Tarps usually, oh, that's sat for a while. And then there's more blue further down. Alright, it's just another tarp. Sat here a long time. There seems to be a lot of like movement of these needles in a weird way, like somebody's walking around kicking. But they covered a lot of area doing that. Walking around and moving the needles around. These needles aren't uniformly laid down, like nothing touched them. They're really moved around all over by a lot of activity around here for some reason. If I could show it, but I'm so caught up in these thorns. This is bad. I can't move. So bad. Alright, the rain's picking up, so I really can't record too well. I can't tell if this gate is to keep people out from where I'm at, or keep me from this area. I think this is a man-made little pond. A lot of mushrooms. A lot of mushrooms like the pine needle area. I wonder if people are maybe growing shrooms and living back behind that Walmart. There's a lot of those kind of shroom looking mushrooms. It's a perfect environment, I think. And now I got a big challenge. I'm behind the hardware store, Lowe's Hardware. And they got a big old fence. How do I get through this? So I don't think I can ask for anything more. I got electricity, which works, and then a porta potty, which is clean, at this air park here on the north side of Tyler, Texas. I just plug in and charge up these batteries. They really didn't get too bad. One got down to, I think one got down to 30%, but I'll take the time to charge that up. And I press park and plug in, charge your batteries, like almost like it's an electric car, like one of those electric car stations. Alright, first I regret not filling another teapot full of blue stem. I only have so much room in my bags. Because out here there's no blue stem. I don't know what I'm gonna find. There's nothing really. And then I'm putting star anise, just a little less than of the rabbit foods than regular anise, star anise, regular anise, and catnip. And I have to make sure that when I put water in here that I shake it up. It really should be shaken up, I think, so that it all is wet before I start heating, because I think some actually will still remain dry even if I just straight boil without shaking it. Alright, I was already comfortable enough out here to cut up the parsley and a little bit of chive with the scissors, but I feel really comfortable enough to just start chopping or to grinding it up too. And then I think I'll just toss that right into here. Now that this is cooked and it's just hot, I'll let this mix in at this stage. Alright, I'm just gonna make a comment. There are a lot of fire ant hills that you just wouldn't expect. That just looked like a mound, and I just tested it out, and it's crawling, it's covered, and those little guys will bite, and it's pretty frequent all around here too. The ant colonies, they're finding some good sustenance. I don't think this would be, yeah. Okay, it's just a dirt spot. This used to be a baseball park. You see the outline on the map. So I guess this was the field, There's 4 fields. You could see the outline. But they abandoned it, and now construction crews are performing a lot of earth moving. Yeah, you can see the fence. So maybe that sign, I don't know. It was an old baseball field. It's interesting how it's interesting to see the lifeline of a baseball field play out. Okay, I don't understand why I'm seeing these types of pits out here. It makes me think that maybe there's the javelina pigs out here rooting in the ground. Because I've seen a few of these. Yeah, there's deer tracks though. I've seen a few of these. There's quite a few around here. And I don't think that the construction crews would be doing just random digging into the ground. But I don't understand what would be messing around doing this so much. So getting further away, you see there's pits and then markings. They're reaching roots. There's some significant roots around, but they're not eating all the roots or leaving roots exposed if they are going for those roots.
Where are you from?
Well, I just used the plates. I'm using the plates.
Oh.
So these robins can't stick around in the north because it gets too cold. They can't stick around in the south because it gets too hot. They're constantly moving. So I go into the woods next to the Walmart here, come across this thing. I don't know if that can be heard, but you can hear the liquid in there. It's a strange situation. Aluminum, water, and that, all useful. All right, so you got to go over this ridge thing to get over here, and then that completely like shields visibility from the parking lot of the Walmart to over here. And it looks like people are camping, or were camping. All right, that one's empty. All you gotta do is shake it and listen for the liquid. I'm surprised they left one full for me. I'm willing to give it a shot. Looks like a pretty recent little camp from a beggar. We hope you have. Okay, all right. I'm out here to get some tea leaves too, if I can find any, which I kind of did. Life doesn't have to be perfect. All right. Yeah. Oh, they have a dog. They brought a dog. So they were seriously camping out here. Homeless. Anything is a blessing. All right, just throw my thing over there. They purposely took it down. Possibly collapse it so it can't be seen. Free tent, pretty much. Oh, they used the top. Maybe it doesn't rain a lot. I bet maybe the rain drove them away temporarily. More down further. So from here, from this little homeless encampment spot, where they collapsed the tent, I could still see it from like the trail. There's something else down this way. In the pines. We hope you have a great weekend. They're using guilt to get people to donate to hand over money. Somebody actually brought a cart this far deep. Looks like a full Sprite, some beer. Oh man, a cut up cushion. That's actually a useful cushion. See, this is Tyler, Texas is kind of a big city. All right, I gotta drop this again. What is this for? A shade roll? Is that for for shade? I wonder how much is stolen and brought back here. It looks like a sleeping bag. Actually, wow, that's pretty useful too. I like my bag. I got a bag that I still keep for my sleeping bag. If it closes, yep, it's one of those closer things. Oh, but it's still a bag. It still can be kind of useful. And straps? Stretchy straps? Oh, okay, whatever. Man, I did not expect to see so many useful things out here that people just leave behind. It makes me wonder if they steal them or what's going on. This is the shade. So they got a shade with staples in it. Staples might have been for the wood roll in the center. They unravel it and just toss it here. I don't know why they got a shade. There's no way they bought that. They're drinking, and it looks like this tent now was set here, and then somebody else comes by and then like searches around it for anything useful to them. And I think this encampment was definitely here before that first one I came across. I think that's pretty clear. It looks like there might be even more. I just continue to record here deep in the pine woods. This pine woods area is pretty decent. It looks like a pretty decent area for camping until it rains. I didn't realize I'd be shopping in the woods next to Walmart. People have been in and out of this forest. It's a big one. You can see it on Google Maps. But I'm very interested in this shade. It's in good shape. It looks pretty new, because I could use it to cover my car in the summertime, I think, and not really care so much about it if it's lost. And the cushions are pretty useful for kneeling on and stuff. You can see somebody was here a long time ago. They had a wire. First there was a wire. That wire is what's constricting the tree, and then a cloth, or I don't know, polyester, or maybe it's a wire, something to serve as a hang. Both sides. It's been here for a while too, you can see. All right, I don't have a year, but I don't think this has been a whole year. I don't because it's towards the end of January now. It smells fresh in there. Things look kind of fresh around here, so I think this might have gotten abandoned when it rained. If this was over a year, I think things would look a lot worn out. But if it has been a year, then that'd be a surprise to me. Just by the look of this tent though, and to think it sat out here a year, that's a surprise. So there's things in the tent, like this old Samsung phone. I might check it out, see if it still works. These people got waterlogged. I think they assume, and there's a blanket in here. Nothing is moldy. That's what really gives it away, that it can't possibly be a year old. Tents are some of the most frustrating things to deal with. I'm trying to dismantle this, and it's been 10 minutes and I'm still not done. Things are just crossed too much and all that. I got one stake out. I think it's only 2, but maybe 3. But it is really frustrating to deal with. All right, I believe it's 3 stakes, 2 super long ones, 1 short one. and then the tent, and then the roof, and they have a blanket in here. I'm quite interested in actually taking it all, but I mean, I am very short on room in my car. I don't know. I have a tent, but I haven't really practiced putting it up at all. It's like I just hold it, but it just sits, and I don't do anything with it. I don't know how to even put it together. But this might be good practice to play around with. So I looked at a few more expiration dates of products showing more 2021. So these people are less than a year. The mold is already starting to smell a little bit on certain cloth things, like the pair of pants. No mold got on this this tent yet. I think that blanket smells fine for the most part. There might be some parts that are moldy. And it's not far from the aluminum foil on the propane that I found, because they marked where they're supposed to turn. I'm pretty sure this is a marking. They use the aluminum foil as, I mean, you could see it pretty easily from the trail regardless. And this is a well-worn trail. It goes into woods. Quite a lot of acres. It's unclear who owns it. There's no trespassing signs or anything. I just wanted to look for grass. I didn't expect to see camping activity, but it exists. Okay, further into the woods, we have another aluminum foil marking, and I that didn't catch my eye first though. I see that there's like a tent, possibly more likely somebody who's long-term staying here. It's still up. There's two of them. Oh no, just one. Waiting for a dog to bark at me. Yep, I hear laughter. Okay. Alright. I'm just wandering through, so just wandering by. There's some old man with glasses. He's got some things hanging up here. What is that, for bear? He's living very comfortably out here. I'm surprised he didn't take up the people's tent too and claim it as his own. So as I was approaching that tent, he laughed, and when I saw him, it looked like he was reading something. So he's amusing himself with some reading literature, sitting in a tent in the woods. Right now, on a day like this, it's getting up to 68 today. It's pretty decent. You don't need a house. A little nice little tent in the forest like this, protected from the sun. This is amazing. But the weather can drastically change around here. It's not like on the coast. Alright, I'm not sure exactly where I'm at. It should be the end of the woods. I'm seeing some kind of homeless activity off in the distance along this highway. There used some kind of rumbling sound off in the distance over that way. There used to be something Some activity here. What is this, a sidewalk or something? Overgrown next to this like highway system. I think I see a chair, some kind of green chair. Somebody, and over, you know, I went through kind of a small campsite that looked really abandoned, like there's nothing left. And now I'm coming across, okay, yeah, people have been camping out here for sure. Some kind of a mattress, camping along the highway in Tyler, Texas, on the west side. Chicken, a rubber chicken, a pirate chicken with a peg leg. Huh. You can find some crazy things. But this got my attention. This actual chair. I mean, I'm definitely not interested in chairs. Neon green. Just sitting out here. It looks kind of new. There's a lot of trash. Old tent burnt down maybe. This is in good shape for the extra fat. Oh my god. This thing is in good shape. It looks new. It's only wet. Yeah, for the extra fat too. Wow, that's a good chair. Oh my god, they got peanuts out here. People usually choose salty. Yeah, I don't want salted peanuts. They were burning a lot out here. An umbrella out here would be useful. Oh man, they got all kinds of things. This umbrella looks in good shape. They set it up to block something. This was where the tent sat. Got a nice flexi hat. These hats are good. Too small for me. Tape. A bag full of garbage. A lot of garbage over there. Wow. Somebody was living out here. Alright, rifling through the bag, I have the propane. I think I'd like to test this torch out. I've been kind of interested in them. It's got some weight to it. Let's set it down. Rifling through his bag. The best is yet to come. Isn't that what Trump says a lot? And his spelling is a little questionable. He guesses nice guys finish last. Comes back to fix it, but thing is, I know they all are in a repeat cood. I get treated like a dog because I'm nice. I think that's his only note. I'm assuming it's a guy. Nice guy. Alright, I attached it, and it fits. But there's really, nothing's really working. That's probably why I left it behind. Alright, I just wandered up here. I want to check that campsite out a little bit closer. There's stuff up here too. It looks like somebody was living in between the trees or something. And he was a fan of Kenny Rogers. He had a CD player. Piggy bank? I used a condiment holder to block the bottom. Where do you add the money? You don't. It's just a little thing that lost its trunk, I guess. Red magazines, they're all totally waterlogged. I'm not sure of the date on that. December 10th, 2018. Various garbage. Book. Oh, he's gonna become gonna graduate. GRE prep, GRE, or what, 5 pound book of 5 pound book. Wow.